If you're watching this video, it's likely that your SSD is not showing up on a Windows computer. Despite all the advantages of solid-state drives, this issue can happen with any SSD, whether it's brand new or already close to wearing out. The good news is, there are ways to fix it, and in this video, we'll show you how. There are many reasons why your SSD might not be showing up on Windows 11 or earlier. To keep this video short, we won't go through each one in detail. Instead, here's a table with the main causes. Feel free to pause the video and take a closer look. Before we move on to the actual fixes for when your SSD isn't showing up in Windows, we need to warn you that some of these methods can affect the data that's still stored on your drive. It's always better to save your files now than to recover them later. Since the SSD isn't accessible through File Explorer, you'll need a data recovery program that can scan the drive and read what's inside. For recovery to work, the SSD must at least appear in disk management and show the correct size. If that's the case, you can restore the files yourself with Disk Drill, a data recovery tool that can quickly and easily bring back data from your SSD. But you'll need to act quickly. If your SSD has trim enabled, the command can erase deleted data at any moment. Start by downloading and installing Disk Drill to a healthy drive. We've left the link to the official site in the description. Once installed, open Disk Drill, select your SSD, and click Search for lost data. When the scan is finished, click Review Found Items to browse the results, or use Recover All if you want to restore everything right away. Mark the files you want to recover by ticking the checkboxes. You can also use filters to organize the results in the preview panel to make sure the files are intact. When you're ready, click Recover. Choose a safe location, and press Next to complete the process. With your files now secured, you can move on to fixing the SSD that isn't showing up in Windows. Next, we'll go through the main methods to fix an SSD that doesn't show up in File Explorer. In this video, we won't cover cases where the SSD is missing from disk management or BIOS, since those are less common. But if that's your situation, don't worry, we've left a link in the description to our article, where you'll find solutions for those cases in text format. One of the most common reasons an SSD doesn't show up in Windows is that it hasn't been initialized. This often happens with new drives. Windows simply can't recognize them until they're set up with a partition table. To fix this, right-click the Start button and open Disk Management. Find the uninitialized disk, right-click it, and choose Initialize Disk. After that, Windows will be able to prepare it for partitions and formatting. Another reason your SSD might not appear in File Explorer is that it doesn't have a drive letter assigned. Drive letters go back to the days of MS-DOS, and while modern Windows doesn't strictly need them, the system still uses them for compatibility. To fix this, right-click the Start button and open Disk Management. Find your SSD, right-click its volume, and select Change Drive Letter and Paths. From there, click Add to give it a new letter, or choose Change if you just want to replace the existing one. After confirming with OK, the SSD should show up normally in File Explorer. Drivers are what let your SSD communicate with the rest of your computer. If the drive isn't being recognized, outdated or corrupted drivers could be the reason. That's why it's important to keep them updated. To check this, right-click the Start button and open Device Manager. Expand Disk Drives, find your SSD, and open its properties. Go to the Driver tab and click Update Driver. Click Search automatically for drivers. If you have drivers to manually install, click Browse My Computer for drivers instead. Should no updated drivers be found, move on to the next step. If no updates are found, you can uninstall the device instead. Then disconnect and reconnect your SSD to force Windows to reinstall the driver, or restart your PC if it's an internal drive. Formatting your SSD is an old but reliable way to fix issues that stop it from appearing in Windows. But formatting deletes all data and creates a fresh file system, so be sure to recover your files first. To format an SSD, right-click the Start button and open Disk Management. Find the volume of your SSD, right-click it, and select Format. Make sure Perform a Quick Format is checked, then click OK to confirm. Still asking yourself, why is my SSD not showing up? After trying everything in this guide? At this point, the best move is to test the drive on another computer. This will quickly show whether the problem is with your system or with the SSD itself. To do this, shut down your computer and disconnect the power. Remove the SSD, place it in an external enclosure, and connect it to a different PC. If the drive shows up there, the issue is with your system. But if it still doesn't appear, then the SSD is most likely at fault, and you'll need to consider professional data recovery. We hope this guide helped, and now you know what to do if your SSD doesn't show up in File Explorer. As you can see, the fixes aren't too complicated, but some of them can lead to data loss, so always recover your files first with Disk Drill. And just a reminder, in the description under this video, you'll find a link to our full article, where we cover solutions for cases when the SSD doesn't show up in disk management or BIOS. Thanks for watching, and good luck! If you still have questions, write them in the comments under this video. We'll be happy to help.